Today we'll be going over automatic, straddle, and rotary stretch wrappers. We're going to learn where we can find these on a Sigma's website, as well as what a rotary and straddle stretch wrapper is, the difference between them, where you can find a rotary stretch wrapper in a facility, preferred manufacturers, options, questions, and key points to mention to our customers. If you go to our website, underneath our Buy Our Equipment dropdown, you will see Packaging Equipment. Then you can find the Stretch Wrapper subcategory, and then down you will see Automatic Straddle and Rotary Arm Stretch Wrappers. An automatic rotary stretch wrapper is a floor-mounted stretch wrapper that has no weight capacity as long as the load is resting directly on the floor. It uses a rotary arm with a film carriage to stretch film horizontally as the carriage moves vertically on the exact same column. This type of equipment is commonly used for large, light, and also heavy pallets. An automatic straddle stretch wrapper, the only varying difference is the frame type. It'll have 1 to 3 additional supports compared to a typical rotary stretch wrapper. This is going to give it increased stability and speed. You'll often see these with live rollers and a counterweight on the back end of the rotary arm. On figure 12 here, you will see this is a rotary stretch wrapper compared to figure 11 to the right. You will see this is a straddle stretch wrapper. If you look at the diagram in the middle that I've placed, you will see there is a square corner, which the operator can push the load into that corner to center it for operation. And you can also see by the red arrow, there's a film-tailed treatment management system. That's going to include a layover, a blade, as well as a clamp to hold the film to keep tension on for the next cycle. Why would we choose a rotary or a straddle stretch wrapper compared to a regular turntable stretch wrapper? Most turntable stretch wrappers are going to do between 30 and 55 loads per hour, whereas an automatic rotary and straddle can do upwards of 120 loads per hour. Another good point too is the size differences between the two. So automatic rotary and straddle stretch wrappers have the ability to wrap lighter, heavier, wider, and even unstable loads. Pre-stretch is a film that is elongated using pre-stretch rollers on the carriage of the wrapper. The film is pulled between the rollers before being applied to the load. This allows the load to be more strong and secure while simultaneously wrapping more loads per hour while also using a lot less film. You can typically see these between 50 and 300% pre-stretch. Here are some options for rotary and straddle arm stretch wrappers. Manufacturers can do a consolidated footprint, which is when they customize the frame and arm to take up less space in their facility. You can also do oversized load, so they can actually extend the height of the film carriage column as well as the length of the rotary arm to offer capabilities to wrap larger and taller in diameter pallets. There's also a top sheet applicator, a photo eye, a light bar curtain, and a conveyorized turntable, which we'll go over in just a second. Our first video here is going to be an example of our top sheet applicator. As you can see, you're going to have an additional set of arms, an additional film roll, which is going to lay a plastic over our package. After the piece has already been wrapped once, this will be cut and then laid over it so that I can then go around one more time and wrap that top sheet to the roll. That'll make sure that it's nice and secure for whenever it leaves the facility. Our next option is going to be a photo eye. You can see the photo eye based off of the red arrow on the picture. This is going to compute to the machine how tall the wrapper can actually go to ensure a secure and efficient load. Our next option is going to be a light bar curtain. This is a safety feature. Its use is designed to cease operation if anything were to enter the parameters during operation. Our next video is going to be a conveyorized turntable. Now what's nice about these is when your film carriage roll is rotating clockwise, this gives the option to rotate your table actually counterclockwise, almost doubling your efficiency as well as the speed it takes to actually wrap something. And right here you can see your film management system lay over the film. It cuts it, and the clamp will grab it so that it can be the tension can be there for the next operation. Upstream and downstream equipment. Of course, you're going to have case packers, case labelers, conveyors, or live rollers, palletizers, or pick and place, and then as well as pallet dispensers. And then downstream, the only thing you're really going to see is a forklift. This is what a typical production line could look like. As you see towards the center, you have your layer building area where it's actually layering the cases in a road fashion so that the full layer palletizing robot can actually pick them up and stack them onto your M-car, which can then be loaded to your live rollers with your stretch wrapper. An important part about integration with this is if this was our customer, could they benefit by having more output if we had a conveyorized turntable or live rollers in between, or a low-level in-feed palletizer? And that's what we're going to go over right here. You know, if they are running that high output of cases, could they benefit and have increased efficiency by adding a pallet dispenser or a low-level in-feed palletizer? Could they use more live rollers? These are other pieces that you could typically see behind a stretch wrapper. We do have a video here of a automatic rotary stretch arm wrapper. There's your film management system as well as your center stop. You'll notice the carriage will go around a couple of times before the clamp for the film will actually release. And there it goes. And you will see a photo eye in this model as well too. So right when it gets to the top, it'll do one little extra half layer and then it will go back down. Then here you will see your film management system lay over the plastic, cut it, the clamp will grab the excess film, and it'll be ready for the next cycle. Common manufacturers we're going to see us using is going to be Landtech as well as Wolftech. Industries used in, you're going to see stretch wrappers of these capabilities on almost every single industry that we encounter, including food and beverage, cosmetic, automotive, chemical, as well as clothing. Some category takeaways we hope we learned today. Of course, the options, safety features, pre-stretch percentage range, the footprint the machine might take up. As far as purchasing and sales goes, what is the output, the minimum maximum load weight and size, pre-stretch capabilities, machine footprint, as well as options. Warehouse, these machines do need to be taken apart and laid down for transportation or they can get damaged. These are some relevant questions that we could be asking our customers when buying or selling these pieces. This is going to be a Wolftech number K3886. As you can see on this one, it does have an extended pallet size range of up to 54 inches square with an output of 50 loads per hour. Next, we have a brokered example. This one here will do up to 100 loads per hour, but the load size is only going to be 48 inches square, which is a typical pallet size. Category summary. So the requirement of rotary and straddle stretch wrappers vary depending on weight, space, and then the customer's budget requirements. We learned today what the top industries these are used in and the different options that vary with it. Are there any questions?